And welcome to the Guide Review. I'm Yo, that's Will. And first of all, Nintendo keeps putting out old games and passing them off as new games. Star Fox 64 3D is an example of that. But you know what? It's still fun.
Yeah, well, at least they make some kind of attempt to make this old game applicable for the new console.
Yeah.
And where they do that with the Star Fox is in the multiplayer, the download and play, for sure.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. We had a chance to do that. The AI in the multiplayer is tough. I had better luck against Will than I did against the AI control guys.
Don't tell people that.
Oh, sorry. You didn't hear that from me. Also, I would say that the visuals for Star Fox 64, I mean, it looks... I think it looks the way it always should have looked. You know, on the N64, yeah, it looked pretty amazing for the time, but let's face it, the visuals were a little blurry. It wasn't that clear. It wasn't that distinct. Here, they've completely revamped the graphics engine, and it looks amazing. I mean, it is one of the best looking games on the system so far, I think.
Yeah, and all the colors are just a little bit bolder and brighter than the 64 version.
There's some amazing particle effects, and it even makes good use of the 3D. I enjoyed the 3D effect.
And it also uses the gyro on the 3DS very well.
What do you think of the gyro controls? Because that was kind of an interesting addition.
I enjoyed the gyro controls. It actually helped me because I'm a natural when I game, I'm racing or anything. I'm always leaning with my controller anyways, so it kind of helped me out. But when you mix the gyro and the 3D,
that's not a good mix.
Then it's hard because you have to stay in your line of sight perfectly.
Otherwise, you're going to get this effect.
And the screen will just go blurry. So, yeah, you probably got to choose one or the other.
Yeah, I agree. But they do a lot that's excellent with this. But still, the fact of the matter is, it's an old game that they're re-releasing. But giving them the benefit of the doubt, Star Fox 64 3D is a really fun game. The problems are it's really short. It takes like an hour to beat the campaign. Granted, you have to play it through multiple times to find all the alternate paths. But still really short.
Yeah, definitely.
And the multiplayer adds to the replay value, but again, that's only going to hold your attention so long. So it's short. It's an old game that most people have already played. New players, you'll dig it, but it's still short.
Right, yeah.
I have trouble paying full retail price for it.
Yeah, even though it's better than the original, I still think that, I mean, it's not a whole new experience for anyone who's played that game before, and so it's not really worth the $40 for
Well,
it.
I'm thinking for all the effort that they put into, completely redo the graphics engine, convert it to 3D, and all that stuff that they did, why couldn't they just make a legit Star Fox 64 sequel?
Right, yeah.
I mean, you think the resources could have been put into doing that. But, what do you think? Well, actually, before we get to our score, one thing that I thought about when I was playing the game, I love the characters, and I love how, your wingmen are always calling out, "Help me!" And then you save them, and "Thanks, Fox." That's Slippy's voice, in case that's the frog. But, I was thinking about, you see those bumper stickers sometimes, "God is my co-pilot," and we often think of "Oh, God's my wingman," like the wingmen in Star Fox. And I was thinking, that we're comfortable with that idea. But that's not what God wants for our lives.
No, God wants to be our pilot. He wants to be steering the ship because we don't know where we're going.
If anything, we're God's wingmen.
Exactly.
We're following His orders. He's telling us where to go, what to do, and when we follow those directives, we're going to win the battle. But when we're thinking, okay, I'm in control here and God's just going to help me out a little bit, we're not going to be nearly as successful. So, God is not our Slippy or our Falco. God is the guy who's supposed to be in control. If anything, we shouldn't even be in the cockpit. We should just be in the passenger seat flying along with him. So, just something that I was thinking about while I was playing the game. But how would you rate Star Fox 64 3D?
I would have to just give it a 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
Solely because it's not a new game, and they improved it, but I'm still waiting to be wowed for the 3DS, and this one didn't do it.
Yeah, I went back and forth. Is it a 4 or is it a 5? And because of the quality of the graphics and the conversion into 3D, the 3D effects are really good, and the fact that it is really fun, and download and play is great, I'm leaning more towards a 5 out of 7. I still wouldn't pay full retail price for it because it is a rehash. It's just another old game converted to 3D, and it's really short. But it's a high-quality game with all those drawbacks. I'd give it a 5 out of 7, but I still think it's more of a rental or a bargain buy as opposed to like you got to rush out and buy it right away.
Definitely. If you want to read more about it, we'll have the article on our website, gameandmovieguide.com.
And you can comment right there, share your thoughts about Star Fox 64 right there on the article. Or if you got any other thoughts you want to share, you can follow along with what's happening with the guide at facebook.com/gameandmovieguide.